Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to the Commissioners Board meeting for Thursday, April the 17th. We are obviously in person, but also broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event. We're also on BCTV and also broadcasting through our YouTube and Facebook live channels. We'll call the meeting to order with a moment of silence followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll recognize Veronica Lepore, my executive assistant, to read the public comment notice.
Good morning. Thank you. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used: Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Are there any additions or corrections for the April 10th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. Is there any public comment on specific agenda items? Nothing in person, nothing online. We'll move right into our agenda. Item 1, authorizing. Actually, before I do that, let me highlight one note that was provided to us by our Chief Operations Officer, and that is that this week is Telecommunicators Week. These are our 911 operators. We absolutely appreciate the work that they do. One of the things that can make the work challenging is that often you hurry up and wait. You're waiting and you really don't want a whole lot of things to be happening, but occasionally they do. A great example of that took place this Tuesday. And again, this data is from our 911 center through our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart. During the Tuesday storms, they received 1,300 calls in a 2-hour period. At any given time, they had 15 911 calls in the queue awaiting a response. That's the reality of a 911 operator. They may, and all of us, I think, have been over to the 911 center, and most of the time when you're there, there's a call coming in here and there. But these rare occasions when this happens, it's so critical that they're there. And just want to note that we absolutely appreciate our 911 operators. They're called telecommunicators. We know what that is, but so the public understands they play a critical role. I don't know if my colleagues want to say anything. I didn't give you a heads up, but
yeah. I want to thank them for the work they do. And actually, when we had the Berks Heroes Breakfast, 2 of our telecommunicators were given an award, and one of them received an award the prior year as well for the work that they do. So thank you very much.
Just to thank them, of course, for all the great work that they do and helping to keep our communities safe. Thank you.
Moving into the agenda, item 1, authorizing under that budget, adopt a resolution authorizing 2025 budget transfers in the amount of $74,911 and 2025 appropriations in the amount of $845,170 per listing dated April the 11th of 2025. Under Human Resources, we have three different items. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Jennifer O'Neill from Assistant County Solicitor in Children and Youth Services to Deputy Administrator, Children and Youth Services. So this is another project for our solicitor to fill, but congratulations to Jen O'Neill in moving into the deputy role. She did a great job in the solicitor role with CYS. I'm sure she'll do well in the deputy role. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Naisha Laree Iraola. I actually called her up so I could get over that. Naisha Laree Iraola from Human Services Assistant to Human Resource Generalist in HR. Item 3, authorize the promotion of Caitlin Drobick from Human Resource Generalist to Human Resources Manager in HR. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing approval of the Americans with Disability Act, Section 2.4 of the Human Resources Policy and Procedure Manual, effective April the 17th. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing approval of the Employee Personnel File Policy, Section 14.1 of the Human Resource Policy and Procedure Manual, also effective April 17th. And item D, adopt a resolution authorizing approval of the Harassment Policy, Section 2.1 of the Human Resource Policy and Procedure Manual, also effective April the 17th. Under purchasing, we have one item, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and further authorizing the Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute a 2-year contract as a result of the request for proposal for Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Youth Education and Workforce Services Program as follows. It goes to Arbor E&T LLC, doing business as Equus Workforce Solutions out of Louisville, Kentucky. Total not to exceed $989,749.82 for fiscal year July 1 of 25 to June 30th of 2026. The county reserves a right upon mutual agreement of both parties to extend the agreement for one additional 1-year term. 2 items under the Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Maxatawny Township's PA Small Water and Sewer Projects Program application for the Bowers Road water tank replacement. And item B, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Connections Work application for the Community Project Support Funding for the Reentry Works Program to the Office of U.S. Representative Chrissy Houlihan. Item 2, a motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated April the 14th of 2025. There are a total of 15 contracts. There's one with Area Agency on Aging, 2 with Children and Youth Services, 1 jointly with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation, 1 with Court Administration, 1 with Election Services, 6 with Facilities and Operations, 1 with Human Resources, 1 with Information Systems, and 1 with the Berks County Youth Center. Item 3, a motion to authorize the execution of the payments and electronic transfers for the week ending April the 18th of 2025. Item 4, motion to authorize the execution of employee payroll disbursements dated April the 22nd of 2025. And item 5, a motion to authorize the execution of the first quarter 2025 local earned income tax and local service tax dated April the 17th of 2025.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to reports of our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with our Berks County Treasurer, Mitch Darcourt. Mitch.
Thank you, Commissioner. Today we have an opening balance of $184,234,309.71. We have a balance to clear of $4,824,439.01, leaving us with a balance of $179,409,870.70. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Moving now to our Berks County Controller, Joe Rutterow, with the Controller's Report. Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the week ending April 18th, 2025, we have a total accounts payable of $6,068,164.92. We have a total employee payroll of $5,382.50. We have a tax collector payroll of $100,129.43 for a total cash disbursement of $6,173,676.85. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. And moving now to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. An update on the move of various departments out of the Services Center. A very swift move of the Planning Department to the South Campus occurred earlier this week. They're moved in and ready to go starting next week, taking in plans from the municipalities. And next week, we'll begin the move of the Assessment Office to the South Campus. And then after that is IDA, the Workforce Investment Board, Community Economic Development, and lastly will be the Area Agency on Aging. There should be a very large quarter-page ad in Sunday's paper notifying people. And I do want to thank the media for covering this move. I think it's really important for people to know that some of their vital county services will be located over on 400 East Wyomissing Avenue in the borough of Moton. And happy Easter and happy Passover to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving now to Commissioner's comments, we'll begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Various items. This past Monday, all three of us had the opportunity to go to the Connections Work Impact Awards Luncheon and 50th anniversary celebration. So congratulations to Connections Work. This was a great event where we could celebrate both second chancers and those people and organizations that support second chancers. So congratulations to all the award winners, and also congratulations to the great job that Peggy and Nikki do. They're the co-directors of Connections Work, and they do a great job there with that organization. So congratulations to all. Also on Monday afternoon, we went to the United Way 100th anniversary tree planting at Grings Mill. Starting the celebration for the 100th anniversary of United Way of Berks County. They have other events going on, but they will also be holding an event to dedicate and bury a time capsule in December at the site of the anniversary tree. This time capsule was done by Cartech, and they will be burying it there. Hopefully someone will remember to open it up in 100 years from now. So we're looking forward to that being done in December. Also on Tuesday, we had the opportunity to tour Safe Berks, and where they mentioned that we're celebrating Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and there's more information on their website about that and different events that are going on. But a great job that Safe Berks does in helping those both men and women that are victims of sexual assault or really any type of assault. They open their doors there, have different resources for them. We'll be talking a little bit more about them and opportunities to help them out as well. Last night, all three of us as well had the opportunity to do our monthly town hall at the Schuylkill Valley Community Library. A big thank you to the Schuylkill Valley Community Library for opening their doors to us there last night. We had the staff of the library, we had members of the board of the library there, also with us to hear the update that we have to provide on Berks County. And they're celebrating Ag Week this week. I just want to share something here. They have, can you see that? No?
No.
Not sharing.
You gotta,
Let's see.
that should-
No? Okay,
Yep.
there it is. Okay. So they have 6 chicks there as part of Ag Week.
Which
So
one's the chick?
the one in my hand is
Okay.
the little yellow one there.
Okay.
But they do have chicks there, so if anyone wants to go, there are 6 of them, and they're talking about chicks and help the kids learn about chicks and so forth, and they'll be there for the rest of the week. And then there will be a board member who has adopted those chicks to take them back to their home. So a great event there. And let's see, I will stop sharing. Okay. So drop by the Schuylkill Valley Community Library at some point this week. Also, the PA Career Link has their job fair on Monday. I want to share that flyer here. And let's see, can you see it there? There we go. They have their job fair. It is on Monday at the Doubletree from 1 to 5. They have free transportation resources, job search for the justice involved, and Job Corps information session at different times. From 1 to 3, they will also be doing mock interviews. So please drop by if you're looking for a job or know of anyone who's looking for a job. This is held by the PA Career Link of Berks County. And they do this every year, a great turnout, both from employers and job seekers. So please help us share this information. Want to make sure that those who are out there looking for jobs have the opportunity to do so, to find the job. The important thing about this, again, there's employers there that do work with people who have been involved in the justice system. I also want to take the opportunity to share one more item here. Just have to go back. I want to share here information. We get an update on the, is it showing? Yep. We get an update on our ag here. And I just want to share some quick facts that were shared in here. So the total agriculture economic output in Berks County is over $1 billion annually. That's one with a B, $1 billion annually. In the rent contributions, it's $723 million. Out of that, it's poultry sales of $234 million, dairy sales of $143 million, and mushroom sales of $141.9 million in sales on an annual basis. And it supports 4,596 jobs, and it supplies a diverse 269 billion regional food market. And Berks County, agriculture in Berks County is the #1 industry by gross revenue, and you can see why here, the great amount of support it gives to Berks County. Just some other tidbits here. The average farm size is 118 acres. The average farmer's age is 53. The 3 top commodity sales are poultry and eggs, milk from cows, and mushrooms. So a lot of interesting facts about our agriculture here in Berks County. You can visit the website at berkspa.gov. Go to the Agriculture Department's website and you'll find more information on the ag community. And just to finish some election updates, we do have an election meeting right after this at 11 a.m. For those of us who cannot join us, I'm just going to give a few facts. The first batch of 16,000 mail-in ballots was sent to the printers. They're expecting to get them out by Tuesday. So if you did request a mail-in ballot, you should be receiving it at some point next week. The sample ballots are on our website as well. So if you want to know who's on the ballot on May 20th for your precinct, visit our website. You will see the sample ballots there. Also, the logic and accuracy testing for the ballot marking devices was started on Monday, and all logic and accuracy testing will be finalized this week. And that's important to understand. We've spoken about that before, but that's what lets us know that each of the devices used on election day are working properly. Some dates to keep in mind: May 5th is the last day to register to vote. May 13th is the last day to request a mail-in ballot, and May 20th is election day. For those who want to vote in person, you're able to do so starting on Monday. Just remember, though, that is a mail-in ballot that you get here at Election Services. You complete it and you return it right at the counter there. If you're going to do that, please do not request a mail-in ballot online. Come into the office. They will request it there for you. Print out your ballot and allow you to vote there. We are looking for poll workers. So if you are interested in working one of the polls on May the 20th, please reach out to our elections department. They are looking for workers again and interpreters. So if you want to work on May 20th, help through this process, please reach out. One last item on that: if you did request a mail-in ballot last year and you filled out the form and you checked off where it says permanent mail-in ballot, that just means that it was permanent for last year. What will happen is this year you should have received a form that says, do you want to receive mail-in ballots again this year? You need to fill that out, return it. If not, you will not get your mail-in ballot, even though last year you checked, or when you completed your mail-in ballot registration, you put that it was permanent. And my last item is everyone have a happy Easter and Passover. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera. We'll move now to Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A lot of the same items as Commissioner Rivera. I won't repeat, just maybe add a couple things to them. With regards to the Impact Awards luncheon for Connections work, I just want to announce the award winners. The 2025 Life Improvement Ambassador Awards went to Sharon Mast and posthumously to Al Weber. They were the 2025 Life Improvement Ambassador Award winners, and the Paul J. Ho Impact Awardees: Brentwood Industries, Rich Dorina, Goggle Works Center for the Arts, Officer Justin Schlotman, Officer Andrew Gadalita, and Tech Central Berks. So they were the award winners of the luncheon that we all attended. With regards to the United Way tree planting, they're, of course, you heard their 100th anniversary is this year. They're celebrating with a lot of activities. One thing I want to add is they are having a dinner on April the 24th at the Doubletree from 5 to 7. I'm sure there's more information on their website. I think all the commissioners will be in attendance. So that's April the 24th at the Doubletree. And just want to squelch any rumors out there that Commissioner Leinbach and I were in attendance at the beginning of the United Way's tenure. We're not that, we're old, but we're not that old. So
Thank you for including yourself.
I just wanted to put us both in there. We're both about the same age. You're a little,
Thank you.
you're a little
Thank you
older.
for clarifying.
You're a little older. 18 months. Anyway,
Who's counting?
Town Hall, as was mentioned, we had a great town hall last night at Schuylkill Valley Public Library in Leesport. Our next town hall meeting is right around the corner. I'm sure we'll be reporting it again, but it's May the 6th, Tuesday at the West Lawn Library, and that's from 6:30 to 8. So our next town hall will be May the 6th. A couple items that I'll save Berks as well. Really we got a tour and really enjoyed learning about all the great work that they do. And as was mentioned, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. A couple of items that I attended. I went to along with our executive assistants, Lynn, Barbara, and Veronica, and Christine was there. Jess Weekneck, I believe, was there. Anybody else? Did I get everybody? That came from the county. And me. Women to Women was over at the Doubletree. It was an all-day event. I was there for the keynote. A young woman who had started a business and talks about empowerment for women and how to get started. I think there were two men in the audience, but I was privileged and proud to be there at the Women to Women conference, sponsored and headed by the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. So it was good to be there. Yesterday, Commissioner Leinbach and I had the opportunity to join Congresswoman Madeline Dean and State Representative Jacqueline Rusnock and their staffs to tour and get a briefing from our VA, our Veterans Office over in Spring Township, and they were very impressed. And again, we all know how great our VA team does with Jay and Will. They were there and did a great presentation. And as I said, Congresswoman Dean and Representative Rusnock were very pleased and appreciative of the tour and the information. And we do a great job, and we should be very proud of our Veterans Affairs Office that Jay and Will run. So thanks to them. I also want to wish everybody a happy Easter and a happy Passover. And my final comment is in regards to what happened last weekend at the governor's mansion, Governor Shapiro. I served with Governor Shapiro in the legislature. He's a great guy, great man of faith, family. And what happened was horrific, and we need to condemn it. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, no matter what religion you're on, no matter who you are, what you stand for, we need to condemn these acts of violence. Peaceful protests are fine. Peaceful protests are a bedrock of our community, and it's okay to stand on a corner and protest peacefully on things that you believe in or things that you think shouldn't be put into place or into law, and that's fine. But when it gets to being violent, then we need to all stand together, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or independent, whether you're blue or red or purple, whether you're Christian or Jewish or Muslim, whatever you are in life, we need to condemn these terrible acts of violence. And I'm glad that the governor and his family are safe and secure. And I just wanted to make that mention that we need to condemn what happened. And I wish the governor and his family the best. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Santoni. Several items. Last Thursday, after our commissioners' meeting, I went over to the first annual Berks County Luminary Awards. It was hosted jointly by Neighborhood Housing Services and Habitat for Humanity. Very, very impactful event, especially as it relates to data on housing and affordable housing. Specifically, housing overall is a problem, but especially affordable housing. I want to note there were a number of award winners, but Commissioner Michael Rivera's better half, Zilkia Rivera, was one of the winners. And it was great to be able to be over there and celebrate with Zilkia and the Riveras. So congratulations for that. I'm going to quickly share my screen. So some things that I've been involved in. Last Saturday, got a tour of the Shillington Farmers Market with Hamed. Many people know Hamed. Great time. I think he introduced us to virtually every operator of every stand, but it's a great place. My wife and I both went, and we actually stuck around and did a fair amount of shopping there afterwards. On Saturday evening, I was at the Boyertown Museum for Historic Vehicles for the annual Boyertown Citizen of the Year Award. Just kind of go through. This is Paul and Jane Stahl. They were awarded special recognition for bear fever. Those are the bears that are in Boyertown. Their original goal was 30. They have over 90. This is, and I'm going to try to remember all these names here. Tim Dawson, Mentor of the Year. This is Gary Conrad. He is First Responder of the Year. This is Rick Drumheller. Rick Drumheller was the Citizen of the Year. He's an MDJ. I got to tell you, all of these individuals, very humble, but heard a lot about Rick. The funniest thing was his sister was there. And his sister apparently could handle him when they were growing up. He hates olives to this day because his sister used to pin him to the ground and force feed him olives. That was one of the things I've never heard of that before. And then Abby is a student in Boyertown High School, and she was a high school senior of the year. This is just a shot from our Connections Work event. All of the commissioners and our executive assistants were there. photo from the tree planting. No, I don't have a photo of the tree, but this is a plaque that will be going up. I want to thank Brendan Lederer and his team for prepping the area. It's a white oak. It was great, all three commissioners being able to participate in that. And then yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, I believe, I was asked to participate at Brickworks, this formerly Glengarry store. This is over on Hartman Road, just off of 61 next to the Med Ed facility. So they've done a complete renovation. I encourage you to stop by. I thought Brickworks was going to be about bricks, but they do hardscape and a number of different products there. And then yesterday, I participated with the warden and Tracy Rhodes. This was hosted by Crystal Kowalski, Jane Palmer, dealing with some of the justice reform work that they're involved in. And this is a paint by number mural that's going to be a mobile mural. This is a banner. Actually, it's a repurposed banner. I think it was a Sunoco banner painted over it. And the artist, Mike Miller, some of you know him. He's been involved in most of the murals here in the city. And he shared with me early on, he did work with Ed Terrell. Some folks remember Ed. Ed did some of the very first murals, but this is a lot of fun. The orange here was my job. So I think I finished all of the orange, was number 2. Believe it or not, I had one on, I may even still have it on, it was black. I still have paint though on my arm. I rolled my sleeves up, fortunately, and I took my Phillies jacket off because I would have made a mess of it. So let me look here. Town hall last night was great. I want to thank my colleagues. I think these work very well, and I didn't know what kind of attendance. As we get into the spring, and it's fairly nice, although it was a little cooler last night, we had a good turnout, a good group of people, and I am always fascinated. The questions are not the same. They're not even always what we anticipate we're going to hear, and some very good feedback. Last thing I want to share, and I can tell you can't see them there, but we have that now you can see them. These are 2 lanterns. Tomorrow is the anniversary of Paul Revere's ride. Put them together.
You might be able to tighten them.
Yep. There you go. And this is the 250th anniversary of Paul Revere's ride. America 250 PA sent emails out asking the public and businesses from tonight into Saturday morning to put 1 or 2 lights out. How many lights should you put out? Do you know? 2. Why 2? 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. So I'm going to read Paul Revere's Ride. And interestingly enough, this was written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow in 1860, 85 years after Paul Revere's Ride. And you'll get that in the opening. There were people still alive, not many, but there were people still alive that would have remembered that famous event. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April in 75, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year. He said to his friend, if the British march by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch of the North Church Tower as a signal light. 1 if by land and 2 if by sea. And I on the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm for the country folk to be up and to arm. Then he said goodnight and with muffled oars silently rowed to the Charleston shore, just as the moon was rising over the bay, where swinging wide at her moorings lay the Somerset, British man-o-war, a phantom ship with each mast and spar across the moon like a prison bar, and a huge black hulk that was magnified by its own reflection in the tide. Meanwhile, his friend through alley and street wanders and watches with eager ears, till in the silence around him he hears the muster of men at the barrack door, the sound of arms and the tramp of feet, and the measured tread of the grenadiers marching down to their boats on the shore. Then he climbed the tower of the Old North Church, by the wooden stairs with stealthy tread, to the belfry chamber overhead, and startled the pigeons from their perch on that somber rafter that round him made masses and moving shapes of shade. By the trembling ladder, steep and tall, to the highest window in the wall, where he paused to listen and look down, a moment on the roofs of the town and the moonlight flowing over all. Beneath in the churchyard lay the dead, in their night encampment on the hill, wrapped in silence so deep and still that he could hear, like a sentinel's tread, the watchful night wind as it went creeping along from tent to tent, and seeming to whisper, all is well. A moment only he feels the spell of the place and the hour and the secret dread of the lonely belfry and the dead, for suddenly all his thoughts are bent on a shadowing something far away where the river widens to meet the bay, a line of black that bends and floats on the rising tide like a bridge of boats. Meanwhile, impatient to mount and ride, booted and spurred with a heavy stride, on the opposite shore walked Paul Revere. Now he patted his horse's side, now gazed at the landscape far and near, then impetuous stamped the earth and turned and tightened his saddle girth. But mostly he watched with eager search the belfry tower of the Old North Church, as it rose above the graves on the hill, lonely and spectral and somber and still. And lo, as he looks on the belfry's height, a glimmer and then gleam of light. He springs to the saddle, the bridle he turns, but lingers and gazes till full on his sight a second lamp in the belfry burns. A hurry of hoofs in a village street, a shape in the moonlight, a bulk in the dark, and beneath from the pebbles in passing a spark, struck out by a steed flying fearless and fleet. That was all. And yet, through the gloom and the light, the fate of a nation was riding that night. And the spark struck out by that steed in its flight kindled the land into flame with its heat. He has left the village and mounted the steep, and beneath him, tranquil and broad and deep, is the mystic meeting the ocean tides. And under the alders that skirt its edge, now soft on the sand, now loud on the ledge, is heard the tramp of his steed as he rides. It was 12 o'clock by the village clock when he crossed the bridge into Medford town. He heard the crowing of the cock and the barking of the farmer's dog, and felt the damp of the river's fog that rises after sun goes down. It was 1 by the village clock when he galloped into Lexington. He saw the gilded weather clock swim in the moonlight as he passed, and the meeting house windows, blank and bare, gazed at him with a spectral glare, as if they already stood aghast at the bloody work they would look upon. It was 2 by the village clock when he came to the bridge in Concord town. He heard the bleating of the flock and the twitter of birds among the trees, and felt the breath of the morning breeze blowing over the meadows brown. And one was safe and asleep in his bed, who at the bridge would be the first to fall, who that day would be lying dead, pierced by a British musket ball. You know the rest. In the books you have read, how the British regulars fired and fled, how the farmers gave them ball for ball from behind each fence and farmyard wall, chasing the redcoats down the lane, then crossing the fields to emerge again under the trees at the turn of the road, and only pausing to fire and load. So through the night rode Paul Revere, and so through the night went his cry of alarm. To every Middlesex village and farm, a cry of defiance and not of fear, a voice in the darkness, a knock at the door, and a word that shall echo forevermore. For born in that night wind of the past, through all our history to the last, in the hour of darkness and peril and need, the people will waken and listen to hear the hurrying hoofbeats of that steed and the midnight message of Paul Revere. I know that's long, but I read it and I said, boy, I have to read this. I haven't read that since high school. I'm fairly certain I know I memorized parts of it, but as I read through it, I remembered it. And it's a powerful poem written by one of the most famous American poets, in Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And it's kind of amazing. He wrote to honor an event at the founding of our country, and in less than a year, that same country is embroiled in the beginning of the Great Civil War. Just extremely powerful. With that, I'd like to wish my Jewish friends a blessed Passover and Christians a blessed Easter. Any comments from our row officers?
I don't have anything to add at this time.
I just wanted to update the board. Next week, Deputy Controller Grajna and I will be at the PSAC Spring Conference in historic Gettysburg. And our accounting team will stay back. They're continuing to work on the ACFR and working with our external auditors on gathering that information. So I've asked our accounting associate, Tom Bellock, who supplies our reports, to sit in next week on my behalf. I believe he'll do it in person. So we're looking forward to having him sit up here and give the controller's report at your next commissioners meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. With that, we have no public comment in person, and I do not see any public comment online.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned, and we'll be back here at 11 o'clock.